Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today we do an update to a video covered about 2.5 weeks ago, which is titled, "She Slept with Her Sister's Husband for Years, Now Breaking Down That Everyone Is Disowning Her." And a shout out to Daryl for sending in this update. And as a recap, guys, this story is narrated by actually the mother here, a mother of 2 daughters, Chloe and Emily, who are both, I believe, in their early 30s, married, kids, and all that. And Chloe here is one of the biggest, in my opinion, narcissists I've covered in a long time, who is sleeping with her sister's husband for 4 years. 4 years. So when they say things like, it was a mistake, 4 years of mistakes, all right. And the story is being narrated by the mother here, who is now disowning Chloe, as well as you're going to see other people in this story here. And the interesting thing was, even though the sister Chloe was like this total lowlife, you all recall here, it doesn't take long for her to make it all about her and play the victim, as narcissists usually do. She literally blamed her sister for her husband cheating on her and all this, and now she's whining that people have nothing to do with her, all that. And in my opinion, guys, when somebody is that rotten, cut them out of your life. But the problem is when you have a parent who, they love their child, but they have to realize that their child is someone or something this world can do without. Well, anyhow, here's an update what's going on. And it's not going to surprise you at all how Chloe's behaving and how the mom here, who, obviously she did her best raising her girls. One was turned out right, the other one turned out wrong, but she's done. So the update continues. She says, I said after my last update that I'd come back one last time once things have settled down a bit, and this will be my final post. First off, thank you to everyone who commented on my last 2 posts. I read and replied to more comments than I expected. Some of them were difficult to read, but they gave me a lot to think about. Well, that's Reddit for you. You're going to think about it. To answer the question I saw the most, Chloe's son is definitely her husband's child. Chloe is white, her husband is black, and their son is mixed race, so there's never any question about that. Well, no. No. It could have been another guy's child here. I mean, come on here. But let's hope, for the husband's sake. He's divorcing Chloe. The divorces are still going ahead. Nothing has been finalized yet, but neither couple is trying to work things out anymore. Why would they? Each of them is married to a scumbag. A lot of people also asked about my sisters. Yes, they knew about the affair before Emma found out. They admitted they stayed quiet a bit because they thought it was a family matter and hoped it would end before anybody got hurt. What a bunch of scumbags. Remember in the story, her sisters are trying to pressure her to talk back to Chloe, and it's like these sisters are probably scumbags too. They knew for a long time this was going on and didn't say anything about it. I understand why they thought that, but I can't agree with it. Emma spent years being lied to while people around her knew the truth. I decided to cut both of my sisters out of my life. Good job. Very good. Again, you get to the point. Who cares if they're family? They're scumbags. Get rid of them. You don't need that. And again, they knew for years. I don't know if that will be forever, but they have broken my trust. Over the last few weeks, I've spoken to both of my daughters separately. I asked Emma if enough time had passed for her to even think about talking to Chloe, and she said no. Absolutely. Remember her and Chloe got into a fight, like a fist fight over this whole thing? She told me that she isn't waking up angry anymore, but that does not mean she's forgiven her. She says she accepted that the truth was always going to come out eventually. The only thing she could control was what she did after she found out. Yeah, anyway, I mean, that's all she can control, how she shows up, how she handles the situation. Doesn't mean that she's going to become anything close to her sister anymore, but she clearly doesn't want to go around with hatred in her heart. She also said she has zero interest in having a sister anymore. As for her husband, she told me she's making one thing very clear. She'll only respond to him if it's about their children or the divorce. Everything else gets ignored. Well, good. Why would she have anything to do with this guy? What surprised me was that he hasn't stopped trying. He sent very long apology messages, videos about forgiveness, and even Bible verses. None of us are religious, so that confused all of us. So in other words, he's basically doing a Hail Mary. He keeps saying that she's the only woman that he's ever loved and that he made one terrible mistake. Emma hasn't replied to any of those messages. What a jackass. What he borrowed the Hobag handbook and he's going to use it now? He made one terrible mistake. 4 fucking years, asshole. That's a lot of one-time mistakes. Clearly his math is off. I also found out something Chloe never told me. Oh, wonderful. What could it be? In my last update, I said Chloe told me that the only message Emma sent before blocking her was that she's no longer her sister. That wasn't true. Emma later showed me the messages. Before Emma sent the final text, Chloe had blamed her for what had happened. What I tell you, I've covered a lot of stories where women were clearly narcissists. That term is thrown around a lot, misused, but clearly she is. Right there. Blamed her for it. She told Emma that maybe if she paid more attention to her marriage, that things would have been different. She also said that if her husband had felt happier at home, he would have looked somewhere else. Man, she is just doubling down. It's not my fault. It's your fault. You were a bad wife. I mean, it's possible. Maybe Emma was a shitty wife, but 4 years of that, he could have ended it with her. And I don't think Emma was. Reading these messages made me feel sick. When I confronted Chloe, she admitted that she'd sent them. She said that she was angry, desperate, and trying to make herself feel less guilty. Number one, Chloe don't feel guilty, but I can believe she feels angry. Even though, why would she feel angry? She told me that she regretted sending them almost immediately, but by then Emma had already blocked her. She doesn't feel guilty. Absolutely. I will bet my house right now. I'll hold the deed in my hand and bet that no way does this chick feel guilty. Chloe also told me she's moving to Washington once everything is finalized so she can stay close to her son. But in Florida, they allow divorced families to stay, so I don't know why the father's planning to move there to be closer to his family. And Chloe doesn't want to be too far away from her child. Frankly, I think that would be the best thing possible, to keep Chloe as far away from that kid as possible. Chloe admitted that she's tried contacting Emma's husband after everything came out, but he's never answered any of her messages. She eventually stopped trying. This couldn't happen to a nicer girl, and I'm being sarcastic with the nice part. Everybody is done with her, except the 2 asshole aunts. The asshole aunts, the aunts, this woman here's sisters. I'm literally picturing Marge Simpson's pissed off sisters. Y'all know what I'm talking about? They're always like, they hate Homer Simpson. That's the fucking aunts here. She told me she knows she'll never get her old life back, but she hopes moving will give her a chance to start over. Yeah, and fuck up somebody else's life. She's not going to change. I told her that starting over doesn't erase what happened, and she agreed. A lot of people asked if I had forgiven Chloe, and I have not yet. I still love her because she's my daughter, but I do not trust her anymore, and right now we do not have a relationship. So there you go. I mean, it's her child, and there's some part of her that loves her, but she sure as hell doesn't like her and doesn't trust her. That's got to be. I'm not a parent, so I have no idea all these things. You know, I can have empathy, I can try to understand, but I just can't imagine being a parent, right? And you do your best to raise a kid, and then they turn into just, in spite of all your best efforts, and you really tried, and your child, son or daughter, turns into an absolute piece of garbage like Chloe. You know, I mean, that would just really, that'd be hard. Maybe that changes one day, maybe it does not. I honestly do not know. The whole situation has changed our family forever. Emma lost her husband and her sister. Chloe lost her marriage, her relationship with her sister, and most of her family. Yeah, big mess. And Chloe's blaming it all on Emma. My sisters lost me because they chose to stay quiet. This will indeed be my last update here. I hope one day all of us can find peace, even if we never become a family again. If I missed out some details, I will respond in the comments section. Thank you, Reddit. Well, anyhow, guys, that was the update. I'm going to read a few comments before I wrap this up, but I'm glad the mom here is sticking to her guns, you know? And also, I wasn't quite sure how she's going to handle her a-hole sisters, Marge Simpson sisters, in the last one. Well, now we know. I mean, again, I believe the mother said she's in her late 50s. You know, this is a few weeks, and I didn't scroll over the previous thing before filming this, but I believe late 50s. And there's a point, again, the older you get, you still get tired of bullshit. And you realize you're going to be alone or just have a couple of people you're close with, then a bunch of other people that, you know, you can't trust and are low lies and stuff like that. And I'm glad she's realizing they're my sisters, but they're assholes. Fuck them. And I'm glad she's also cutting off her daughter, at least for now, because the daughter has to have consequences here. But again, my opinion, I'd be done with the daughter permanently. And as for Emma, it's too bad, but hopefully she can rebuild and better life. Now, some of the comments, and a lot of people have her back. One guy says, wow, not the a-hole, and your sisters are horrible. How could they sit there and be quiet and think they have any ground to judge you and the way you handled your situation? Honestly, with people like your sisters and Chloe, who needs enemies? Well, let me tell you, sometimes the worst enemies you could have are family. It's so fucking sad and tragic. Another one says here, Emma's husband is saying he made one terrible mistake. You don't make a mistake for 4 years. He made a choice. And Chloe, ugh. It's like you keep finding info that reveals her more and more, and it is not good. You can't trust her. She only admits to stuff when she's caught, and she can't wiggle out of it. Even now, with her moving to Washington State, she's still running from what she did. Granted, she has to deal with her soon-to-be ex and can't run from that, but that will be her only reminder. No one else knows what she did, so will she actually improve herself? I don't know, miracles can happen, but she has to put in the work. There is no way she's going to improve herself because in her mind, she's done nothing wrong. That Emma was the villain. If she was a better wife, then this wouldn't have happened, and you get the point. Bitch is a narcissist. Another one. The guy also says she needs to acknowledge that she's a spoiled brat who always got her way when she was younger, and that entitlement probably led her to having an affair with Emma's husband. While she admitted to being attracted to him before, she kind of skims over or ignores when it comes to the affair. Someone like this is never going to admit they're wrong, or that they were a spoiled brat or whatever. And the last one, this guy says, absolutely not the a-hole. So horrible what happened to Emma and the whole family. To do such a thing to your family member is evil, beyond words. She is clearly not remorseful one bit. She's only sad because of the consequences. She will never change. Your sisters are horrible as well. I can't imagine doing what they and your daughter did. There's a reason that her sisters side with Chloe, and obviously Chloe with the sisters because they're all cut from the same cloth. The husband is just as bad. I'll never understand how people can be so cruel to one another. You're doing the right thing by cutting them off. It's not that she doesn't know the damage she caused. It's that she doesn't care. Thank you. She doesn't care. Just know you didn't fault her. She failed her sister and you and her entire family. I wish you the best. OP, keep moving forward. Yes, OP, keep moving forward. And you're being a good mom and doing the best you can. But don't let those snakes slither their way back into your life because they're going to try. And if you do, better be on full alert. That's all I'm going to say. Anyhow, guys, there's the update. I know a few guys sent me the thing letting me know there's an update and wanting me to cover it. So here you go. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And guys, you find a good story you want me to cover, whether it's a longer story here, like for this channel, which they usually are, or a shorter story that I use on the Hit the Bricks channel, send it on in. Email is strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. And if it's a good one, I'll definitely cover it. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. Now, catch you next time.